Shalom Aleichem, everyone. 13th day of Cheshvan, Yud Gimel Cheshvan. First of all, I want to wish everyone a beautiful winter. It should be a gesunte winter, beautiful Zman Choref. It should be a blessing to all of us and to all of Am Yisrael. This week's parsha is Parashat Vayera. It's always very, very exciting. We started, maybe one would say even 2 weeks ago, for sure last week, with the stories of Avram Avinu. It's always very exciting to revisit the stories of the Avos, specifically to revisit the stories of Avram Avinu. It's not a big chiddush, the Chazal already say, but specifically in the Chassidut, that we should take these opportunities to re-explore the stories of the Avos, A, because they're beautiful stories, but B, because each time we go through a different story, we're in a different place, and the stories hit us from a different angle, and they intersect with our lives in a different way, and we can always learn a new angle about the story and about ourselves from listening to and reading about and learning about the Avos, and specifically Avram Avinu. Avram Avinu's story really starts in the beginning of Parashat Lech Lecha. Maybe some would say at the end of Parashat Noach, but for sure at the beginning of Parashat Lech Lecha. And the HaShiloach does a beautiful, beautiful job of connecting different pieces of the story together. Last week Parashat Lech Lecha, and this week Parashat Vayera. Famously, the HaShiloach says in the beginning of Parashat Lech Lecha, Kadosh Baruch Hu comes to Avram Avinu. It seems like the big message is coming from without, coming from the outside. Kadosh Baruch Hu says to Avram Avinu, Lech Lecha, leave your place, Me'artzecha, leave your land, and go to Eretz Yisrael. Famously, the HaShiloach says, what does Lech Lecha mean? Lech Lecha, la'atzmecha. Meaning what? Go to your own intuition. What you've already interpreted. We know the Medrash famously says, Avram Avinu looked out to the world and he shouted out to the world, there must be a creator. Avram Avinu intuited that there must be a Kadosh Baruch Hu. And a Kadosh Baruch Hu in Lech Lecha is not saying from the outside, I'm imposing upon you to leave your home and to go to Eretz Yisrael, but listen to what you've already intuited in and of yourself. You've created a divine message in and of yourself, and you should be able to have an emunah that message that you've intuited from within has divine meaning and divine depth. It's already a beautiful message, beautiful Dvar Torah, that we should all be able to take our own intuitions and believe in them, give them a divine meaning and extra depth, and be able to live by them. Now that would already be beautiful if we were at Parashat Lech Lecha. We're at Parashat Vayera. So what happens in Parashat Vayera? So the HaShiloach beautifully describes the next stage, the next phase of the development. Pasuk says, Vayera elav Adonai be'ilunei mamrei v'hu yoshev petach ha'oel kechom hayom. Medrash says, famously, Avram Avinu, it's right after the Bris Milah. Kadosh Baruch Hu is coming to visit Avram Avinu, Bikur Cholim. He's in a place of pain. He needs refuah. It says in the HaShiloach, no. Vayera elav Hashem is a continuation of Lech Lecha. Lech Lecha is the first stage. Lech Lecha is the stage where Kadosh Baruch Hu tells Avram Avinu to listen to his internal messaging and his internal intuition, and to give that a divine meaning. We know the Chassidim and the Mekubalim talk about Isarusa dilatata, an awakening from below. So in some sense, Lech Lecha is Isarusa dilatata, it's an awakening from below. Kadosh Baruch Hu telling Avram Avinu that his intuition about the divine reality and the divine depth of the world is on point. We should listen to that. Parashat Vayera is the response. It's the Isarusa de Leela. It's the response from above. It's the response where Kadosh Baruch Hu answers our inner awakening with an awakening from without, an awakening from the outside world. So not only do we have an intuition that is filled with a divine depth, and we can believe in that intuition, but we can actually believe in the sense in which Kadosh Baruch Hu is then going to show us the divine meaning of our intuitions in the world. The HaShiloach talks about how Divrei Torah, the Divrei Torah that Avram Avinu was beginning to learn, all of a sudden had a little bit more clarity, had a little bit more yitzivut, a little bit more consistency. And that was because HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the beginning of Parashat Vayera gave the divine revelation to Avram Avinu. He opened up Avram Avinu's vision from the internal story and the internal intuition to finally seeing how that can play out in the world and the world around him. And we should all have a bracha to go through both of these stages, to live through Avram Avinu, the message of Lech Lecha, and the message of internalizing our own internal stories, the intuitions that we have in the world. How might I want to really live my life differently? Maybe I have an intuition about that, how my family looks, how my life looks, how my nation looks, what we should do in the world. And we should live by that. We should tap into our intuitions and give them a divine meaning. And Mitzvah Hashem, we should all be b'tefillah together that we should be zoche to the Isarusa de Le'ela, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should give us clarity in the world around us and a manifestation of those intuitions around us. A little bit more clarity, a little bit more depth in answering to all of our tefillos. We're in a time we need a lot of clarity, we need a lot of clarification, and we need an answer to our tefillos. We should have Isarusa de Latata coupled by Isarusa de Le'ela, by a divine awakening from above. And Mitzvah Hashem, we should hear only Besoros Tovos. Shabbos.